today I'm going to be attempting to build the very first real-life Candyland board here in Animal Crossing. Hey everybody, and welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to be building a real-life Candyland board here in Animal Crossing, so let's get on with the video. Okay, so getting right into it, before I started this, I obviously built a bridge and I put down this design code. I'm not going to tell you or put the design code in the description because I just colored random squares and put them everywhere. Now, I didn't do much to the castle, obviously added an incline and did some simple panels, but I don't plan on doing too much to it, just to kind of make it just look like a house. It is Han's house, so he's living in a castle. That's nice for him. So the first thing I built was the Cupcake Commons. Now, Cupcake Commons is obviously just filled with cupcakes. I only had 5 cupcakes, so someone actually brought me more, but when I filmed this video, I didn't have those. So thank you to that person. I don't have those quite yet, or at least during the filming of this video. But you can kind of get the idea of what we're going for here. So I just added some flowers just to make it look a little bit better. Now we are moving on to the ice cream slopes. Now the ice cream slopes were pretty simple to do because I knew that I would just add like the glowing ice cream cones. I knew that. Only thing I wish was that I had more colors, but I only had the purple one, but I think it looks fine. I think it's fine. I went a little crazy. I bought way too many ice cream cones. But I did get to use a lot of glowing moss for this build, which is good because this is like some of my favorite items in the game. So I just put this stuff literally everywhere, which was nice. So I just put that everywhere just to kind of make it look more full, especially since all I had in this area was the ice cream cones. And then I dug up this tree because now we're going to start making the gumdrop hills. So it's called the gummy hills. So that's what we're going to be building here. Gumdrops are hard because they don't really have anything like that in Animal Crossing. However, I did find the Easter egg trees and I knew I just had to use those. And I did a little bit more on that, which you'll see in a minute. Next thing I started to work on was the Candy Castle. Okay, so the Candy Castle is where you end the game, and kind of just where, you know, you're trying to get to throughout the game. So we just kind of put a bunch of random things. Obviously the Candy Castle has a lot of color, so I just put a bunch of items that I could find. My favorite items, oddly enough, for this build were using the Easter items because they're just so colorful and just like really cute looking, which is kind of what I was going for this. But the Candy Castle was definitely the hardest to build. But I thought these bunny day planters were just absolutely perfect. So I did that. And then I went over to get some flowers because you can never go wrong with adding flowers everywhere. And now we're going to start building the Peppermint Pass. So for the Peppermint Pass, it is basically like a candy cane land, right? Problem with that is Animal Crossing does not have candy canes, which I don't exactly understand, but that's fine. So I just decided to put these red and white flowers alternating to kind of make that peppermint vibe because it's not a very big area anyways. I wouldn't have been able to do a lot, and this just felt like the best way to do that. So I continued putting those flowers down, and I think next up we are going to move a house. Okay, so this is a whole thing because I was originally going to move Biddy's house and make her house the gingerbread house, but then I realized I couldn't customize her house because I'm not far enough on Happy Home Paradise. So I ended up having to move Biddy's house, then time travel and move O'Hare's house, which you'll see in a little bit. But before we do that, I got some mushrooms to go along with the gumdrop area. I know the mushrooms aren't really gumdrops, but I was like, you know what? We're going to have to do what we're going to have to do. So this was one of the hardest areas because everything I had for this build, like the gumdrop area, was just so tall that it just was really hard. But I will say my favorite thing is those little bridges because if you've ever played Candyland, you have bridges that can, if you land on that like spot, then these bridges can take you across, you know, to like the other side of the like road, I guess. I'm going to say road. That's wrong, but you know what I mean. So I was really excited when I came up with the idea to use those bridges. that was just an amazing idea, just saying. So I was very proud of that. Next up, we are going to move O'Hare's house, which is the one I ended up using for the gingerbread house, to its correct location. That does mean that I had to move O'Hare's house from where it currently is, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. The one thing I ran into trouble with here was the pathway was kind of in the way, so I had to do some fixing of that in order to put the house, because we're currently working on the gingerbread house, and you can't have a gingerbread area without a gingerbread house, right? So I had no choice but to put a house here, but it was kind of hard because I had no idea what I was gonna do for the gingerbread area, because again, they don't have gingerbread, which doesn't make sense to me, but that's fine. So I just continued adding these little mushrooms and the Easter trees to this gumdrop area. Okay, so here's O'Hare. I just had to leave this clip in here because look how cute he is smelling the flowers. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. So then we put some more glowing moss down in areas. I kind of just walked around like a psycho for a second, and I dug up some more trees. So I ate some apples because I wanted to put something by O'Hare's house because it just felt kind of blank. So I grabbed some of these pine trees. They're the pine trees, right? Yeah, I grabbed some pine trees and just kind of put those around his house a little bit. I was struggling, but I eventually got, oh, I'm sorry, they're cedar trees. That's embarrassing. Okay, whatever. So I kind of just put those there just to kind of make it feel like it's in the woods a little more, because, I feel like a gingerbread house would be. I don't actually know if that's true, but that's what I'm thinking. And so, I didn't have much left to do, so I decided to put this waterway, or this waterfall, kind of above the Peppermint Lane area, because, I don't know, it just needed something and it looked better. But there were still some things missing for the candy castle, so I just added some desserts and candy items on this table. I didn't add chairs, but I think it turned out okay. Whatever, it's fine. So I just did that. I also got this Mario star because I thought it just was kind of cute, and you guys know I can't do a build without the Mario items. It's kind of a problem. Also these crystal hearts that I just put everywhere because I thought they were just adorable and perfect for this. And then I got some more flowers. So I just used these flowers in random areas just to kind of add something, add it, make it look a little bit more full. I added a tree and got yellow flowers. It's actually kind of nice that I'm using a lot of flowers because I was kind of not looking forward to digging all those up when I plan on building up there, so it kind of worked out. Just put random flowers everywhere, which always makes things look more full, and I even got some weeds along the way, so I just kind of put those in the areas, and some cherry blossoms, and yeah, that's pretty much all I did for that. Okay, so the last thing I really wanted to add were these little signs, because when you play the game, if you look closely, there's these little signs that tell you where you're going, and I really wanted to add those here just so you would know what area you were entering. The only problem is, I said this in the last video, my Nintendo Switch subscription ended, so I cannot customize those signs. But whenever I take the time to redeem the subscription, I will fix those signs because it's annoying that I can't customize anything. But it's okay. It's okay. It turned out okay. So, yeah. I'm kind of annoyed about that, but I'll fix it. So, yeah. So, here is the final walkthrough of this build. It turned out so cute, and the bridge, I was a little nervous if the bridge would go with it, but the bridge is absolutely perfect. I could be wrong, but if you look at the game board, I'm pretty sure there's a bridge that starts the game and it looks just like that. I could be entirely wrong, but yeah, one thing I do want to add though is the little gingerbread men that you use to play the game with. I definitely want to get those things you can stick your head through, you know what I'm talking about, and use those and put those at the start, but again, don't have design codes for that. So I just think everything turned out really cute, and I had like no idea going into this if it was going to even be cute, because I didn't have a lot of stuff. So this build like took me so much time and a lot of time traveling. A little annoyed that I couldn't get this like incline in the center. So the pathway is kind of messed up, but I think it's fine. It's the thought that counts. Okay, it's okay. You get to visit Hans if you complete the game, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. The link will be down in the description box below, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye guys.